All right, you're listening to Table 12 Podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, and Rob, as always, behind the glass.
Happy New Year, fellas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well,
Happy freaking New Year.
We had a pretty jam-packed weekend of sports, Dan.
Well, tennis started. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tennis. I don't think they start till...
No, it started
the
this
French
weekend.
Open?
Started this weekend.
I didn't have that one on my
Now
list.
you work up to the majors.
Okay.
It's all right.
I didn't even know
I'll
you were a
keep you
big tennis guy. I
informed.
didn't think you were a tennis guy.
I played it for years.
I always said you had a racket, but I don't know if I didn't know you played
look
tennis.
At you, doing shtick.
Anyway, we started off with the New Year's weekend there with the bowl games, and we had a couple of good games, couple of blowouts. Ole Miss beat Georgia.
Shocked.
Yep.
Shocked at that.
That was a tight one, right down to the wire. The Rose Bowl, Indiana beat Alabama 38-3.
Alabama flew 2,500 miles to kick a field goal.
The game was not even. I mean, it was nothing.
But
you know?
Indiana
looks strong. So does I predict Ole Miss and Indiana in the final.
College is so hard to predict, and there were a couple of seasons where I just thought Clemson looked unbeaten. I've seen Ohio State look unbeaten.
Yep.
I've seen Georgia look like they can't be beat, and they all end up getting beat.
Yeah.
But Indiana, that kid Mendoza is impressive.
I'm going to get to this because as we go down the list here. So then, Oregon, 23-0 over Texas Tech. That again, another blowout. Okay, so Oregon's going to want to play in Indiana. Miami beat Ohio State. So Indiana plays Oregon, and Miami plays Ole Miss.
Miami
looked pretty good.
Yep.
They handily beat Ohio State. It wasn't really that close. So that sets up the Ole Miss and Miami.
Yeah.
And Indiana, Oregon. Now Indiana, Oregon, they happen to have the two top quarterbacks in college football, Mendoza and Moore. And the results of the football over the weekend, the Jets have the number 2 pick now. So we're going to see how good these two guys going against each other. It's going to indicate a lot about how the draft selection is going to be.
So I did a little reading on Moore because I'm expecting him to go number 2.
If he comes out, he hasn't declared yet.
Right. He's young.
Yeah. He hasn't had a lot of game experience.
It reminds me of Sanchez.
Yeah.
And in the sense that Sanchez shouldn't have come out. He came out early. Maybe this kid doesn't come out because he's not ready. I mean, he's the second best quarterback in the country, but he still doesn't seem NFL ready.
I don't think he is, but it's a big determination. There's two things that are going to be a factor. Number one, how he does in this big game. How he does with the other opposing quarterback, also highly touted. So that's going to be an indication. Second, they may offer him so much money to stay in another year that actually, if they give him $4 million, he may just say, I could use one more year under my belt. Does he want to go to the Jets? Is the other thing, you never know with these guys. They don't want to
pull a Peyton Manning.
He could do that, but it would be a little bit easier because, actually, it would be the same scenario because Peyton could have came out and he stayed.
And he stayed.
So this kid Moore, I think it's going to be the factor is how does he do in this game because everybody's watching it, and whether or not Oregon decides to say, hey, I'm gonna pay the money and keep him in, and he might say, you know what? I'm probably not ready. If I'm getting $4 million anyway, that's not like the old days where you got nothing anyway. You want to come out because you want to get signed an NFL contract. But the way that they're doing it now makes it a little easier. Like, if I need the experience, I could do another year, plus I'm going to get paid.
And I heard today that Ole Miss was looking to do the same thing.
Well, Ole Miss is a guy by the name of Chambliss, and he had an outstanding game in that playoff game, and he was clutch at the end. He wants to stay in, but he also wants another year of eligibility tacked on, so he'd actually get another year. So it depends if the college decides we want the guy back. And then it's another thing that he may do well in this game, may determine whether they say, we'll do what he wants, what's the difference? He could always change his mind and come out, even if they give him another year of eligibility. So I think those are the interesting things about the quarterbacks, because now, because the Giants decided to help the Jets by winning the last game. If they'd have lost the Dallas game, they had the number one pick because the Raiders won.
All
right.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that upset over it because I want to see the quarterback who played well in the Giant game. The Giants won 34-17 over the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, we played the whole game. We played all our starters. Dallas pulled everybody out at halftime. Right. They didn't care about the game. But Dart played well. He was 22 out of 32 passes, 2 touchdowns, 230 yards. And the defense played pretty well. The defense has played better since they changed the coordinators and elevated the other guy.
Back to Dart.
Yeah.
There was a first and goal. Dart got it to the 3, but he went head first.
Yeah.
Do you cringe?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
But I don't know.
See, he's not going to change that part of the game. What he's going to try to change is when he's scrambling, you got to get out of bounds. He's going to try to eliminate. He says, "I'm not changing. If I have a chance at the goal line, I'm going in. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. That's a football play."
I'm not saying he shouldn't do it. I'm just saying it's a cringe moment.
It always is because he was in the tent 5 times this year.
Right.
Excuse me.
And he missed what, 3 games?
He actually had 1 confirmed concussion where he couldn't play.
But I like him. I think he's exciting. He's fun to watch. I think if they find the right coach, because you're going to get Scottaboo back, right?
Yeah, and Malik Neighbors.
And you got Neighbors.
And they still have a high draft pick.
You got some offensive weapons.
And now, obviously the coaching thing is up to grabs. They decided to keep the general manager, which I'm not really too happy about. But I think there's something.
I think that has to do with Mara
that's
being
exactly.
sick.
You just took the words out of my mouth because I saw
there's a first for everything.
I saw the post game, and they gave him the game ball. And in week 6, when they beat the Eagles, they gave him the game ball. Okay, and the difference between that and yesterday was a big difference. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's just part of the treatment that he's going through. But I think the reason why they kept the general manager, they're going to try to keep some stability here because he can't go all out and be trying to hire all these guys. Okay,
so he's got 3 kids involved in the team?
Well, his brother's directly involved, and I think he's got a couple of his kids. I'm not positive on that. Maybe so his brother Chris Mara, who's the father of the actors Kate Mara and Rooney Mara, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. He's like the director. He handles the president of the scouting department, pro and college scouting. So the scouts report to him and the general manager. He's kind of on that level.
Kate Mara was in Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
I just thought I'd throw that in.
Rooney Mara. I think Rooney Mara's got a different first name, but for her stage name, she took her mother's last name, which she was a Rooney, owning the Steelers.
Right.
And then she took her father. Her father had the last name, so she wanted to honor both of them.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
That's it. Rooney Mara. She was. She should have won an Academy Award for that.
Yeah, she should have.
So I think what they're going to do now. There's a couple of coaches that are just made available. The Stefanski from Cleveland's pretty good. They're going to look at a bunch of coordinators.
I have a list of coaches.
Go ahead.
Just the ones that have been fired so far. Dable, obviously. Callahan from the Titans. Carroll. Is Pete Carroll going to retire?
He's got to. First of all, he's got 4 more years of getting paid. Might as well retire.
Might as well. You're 74.
Yeah. Take the money.
Gannon from the Cardinals, Stefanski from the Browns, and Raheem Morris from the Falcons.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Falcons were that bad of it.
No, they weren't. They weren't that bad. I think the quarterback situation there kind of hurt him. Cousins is getting old, and the first-round draft pick Penix from last year got hurt. But, I think that Stefanski's going to wind up because he's a younger guy. The Giants have a few coaches on the staff. Everybody's still under contract for 1 more year, the assistant coaches. So they may become a scenario where they may bring a high, one of these guys in, like even Stefanski, which I wouldn't be opposed to. He's been 2-time coach of the year. He's got 10 years experience.
There's hype around him.
Well,
as being like the number one
I think the issues with him is that
available.
The owner of the Browns brought in Deshaun Watson gave him big money, and the quarterback situation has been a mess since they brought him in because he's hurt, he's suspended. They're bringing this guy back. They're drafting this guy. They're drafting that guy. I think the fact that there's a quarterback on the Giants that's in place, he would interest me. And he may come in. When they hire a coach, it may be one of those things where they say, "Look, I'm not going to tell you have to keep all the people on this coaching staff now. There's about four or five coaches."
I'm sorry. Was Stefanski there when Mayfield was there?
Yeah,
okay.
I believe so.
Is there some similarity?
But they wanted to get rid of Mayfield.
Right.
They didn't want to keep him.
To get Deshaun Watson.
Right. Which was obvious. But that's the general manager who's, ironically, he's still there on Cleveland. They kept him, but, but I think the stability and because of John Mara's condition, I think makes a little sense. And they may say to him, look, they may even offer the Kafka, who's the interim head coach, to come back as offensive coordinator and say, look, we need to keep some stability with the quarterback. That may happen. That may not happen. I think he'll bring a new general manager in, a new defensive coordinator in. And I think if he brought like Jim Schwartz that he had on his staff, that defense was phenomenal for Cleveland. That's the one strength that they had. Is that. Now it's too early because they're still gonna go through some of this. They're gonna go through some of these coaches, but I don't think they're gonna wait too long to make a decision on it. So we got to watch all of that stuff that's going on. I think the dart among the fact that he played well. He also, if you watch Hard Knocks, I watch Hard Knocks on Tuesday night, and they showed the NFC East, and they show every week them in the locker room and all. He shows a lot of leadership qualities with the veteran players. He talks to the veteran, like he's a rookie. Yeah. He's acting like he's been there a few years. He really fits in well.
He has some similarities to Mahomes. The way he responds to a broken play or a defense they weren't prepared for. That pitch that he had.
That was unbelievable.
That was fantastic.
That was a Mahomes play. That's what he throws. He throws that and threw it to Bellinger.
You heard me say similarity to Mahomes.
Yes,
right?
you did.
You did. Okay, I'm just making sure you're listening.
Well.
Sometimes you're
I referenced it though. I referenced it.
So sometimes you're in a moment, and I always know if you're listening.
So then you go to your team. Did you watch your team? I know it was riveting, but I mean,
No, I watched a little bit of it.
You didn't miss much.
I saw what was coming and decided to watch other games. So I was bouncing around. 35-0 in the fourth quarter.
No, it's not easy.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, look, I don't think the coach has it, but they're not firing him. They're going to keep him a little bit.
I'm not. I actually didn't mind Saleh.
He wasn't a bad coach.
No, and
he got a bum rap.
And he's one of the former, like with Pittsburgh winning. There's a list of people who weren't good enough to be on the Jets right now.
Right.
Two coaches, Todd Bowles and Saleh.
Right. Weren't good enough. Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, all were just recently on the Jets, or all in the playoffs. So I don't know who to root for. Well, Aaron Rodgers doesn't waste any time taking shots at the Jets now after the games. Because he said, he didn't really go too hard on it, but he said, the question was asked to him. That was a great game, by the way. I felt bad.
Best game.
I felt bad for the kicker for the Ravens. Now they're blaming. So obviously the Steelers beat the Ravens with the time running out with it because the kicker missed.
Well, I was surprised they were able to get Norwood out of retirement for the game.
Yeah, it's just like it. But that was a rookie kicker, and kicked great all year. I felt really bad for the kicker because Lamar Jackson got him down, did what he had to do. He got with a minute to go. He got him in field goal range with a reasonable kick.
It's also tough when the kicker looks like he's 15 years old.
He does. He's young. Yeah. But then after the game, they asked Aaron Rodgers, "So this is your last?" A woman reporter asked, "If this is your last thing, you're gonna ride off into the sunset?" He goes, I'm just happy to be here. We got another game. We got another game coming up. He goes, in 22, we missed the playoffs when he was with Green Bay. In 23, I got hurt. In 24, we stunk. And then we got
he's not a liar.
Yeah.
You know.
So he doesn't waste any time trying to help the take a shot at the Jets. But yeah, that game was good. So you're setting yourself up for NFC wildcard weekend, Dan. And on Saturday, you got the Rams at the Panthers, Packers at Bears. Sunday, you got 3 games: Bills, Jaguars, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers at Pats. And then you got a Monday night game, Texans at Steelers. That's the slate for the wild card weekend.
There are some good games this weekend.
There are. What do you think?
Well, the Rams-Panthers game's not a good game. Rams are 10-point.
No, that's not. Yeah,
that's not a good game.
No.
Panthers have no business being there.
No.
They obviously Green Bay, Chicago at any time of the year is a great game.
It's going to be in Chicago.
Yeah. But both are cold weather teams, so it doesn't matter. The Buffalo Jacksonville game I'm looking forward to. It's two of my favorite quarterbacks playing in that game. So
yeah, 2 good quarterbacks. And then the 49ers, you're playing against the defending champs. I don't think
Philly's going to win that game.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to beat. 49ers didn't look that good last week.
Especially the Niners going into the cold.
Seattle handled them pretty easy to get the home field throughout Seattle. And I don't think the 49ers traveling across country to play.
No.
It's not supposed to be cold this weekend, though. So that'll be in their favor. Last year, when the Rams played Philadelphia, it was snowing, if you remember.
Right.
So I think the 49ers will get a more favorable day.
I just think Philly's a better team.
Yeah, they're a better overall team. I don't think the Eagles are going to make it to the Super Bowl. And I hope they don't. But I think they're going to win this. They're going to win that game.
The one spread that surprised me on this is that the Pats are only a 3.5-point favorite over the Chargers in Foxborough.
Right.
I think the Pats are going to handle that pretty well.
I think they will, but I think
again, warm weather team going to a cold weather stadium.
But I don't think it's going to be like it's not going to be.
It's going to be 40.
Yeah, it'll be cold enough up there.
Chilly.
But yeah, I agree. It's a night game. It's 8:00, so it's not going to be like it was if it was 2:00,
right.
1 o'clock.
And Foxborough's a cold stadium.
Yeah, you've been there. You know that.
I have. Worst sporting experience of my life.
And it was a Jet game.
Jets Pats. It was December 4th, and I believe the score was 45-3.
I know it was a blowout. I remember that.
And took a buddy of ours who was a big Pats fan. I'd never been there.
And it's a long ride home.
And we were going to stay up there at a friend's house, and I was so miserable that
so you drove back.
We drove all the way back, and it was. To be sandwiched amongst 70,000 Patriot fans just losing their mind.
But you were sitting on, weren't you sitting on just like a bench? They don't have the.
No, they don't sit.
No, but when you're sitting in those stands,
there's seats.
They have seats?
Yeah, the old Foxborough was aluminum benches.
Oh, okay.
But Gillette Stadium has seats. Gillette's a beautiful stadium. It's a great stadium to see a game in, if you're a Pats fan. But they don't sit. They stand for the whole game.
Isn't it amazing how the Pats only have 2 or 3 down years and then they're back on top again? It's just incredible.
It's the franchise.
Yeah,
it's a great franchise.
So I think that they'll beat the Chargers, but the Chargers have a decent defense, and the quarterback, he's playing with a broken left arm, but he hasn't really missed a beat. He's been pretty good. So I think you had a really good slate of games coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
So last week I brought up the Winter Classic hockey.
Yes, you did. It's in Miami.
It was in Miami. It was really interesting, though. I had to watch it. And the Rangers played the Panthers.
It was in the arena, though.
It was in the baseball stadium.
With the retractable roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have the roof open?
Yeah.
Were people in shorts and stuff watching the Winter Classic?
They weren't in shorts, but the way the rink was, the way the rink was, the people were far away.
Far away, yeah.
There was nobody. You couldn't see the crowd from if you're watching the ring. The the rink. It's not like you see the people on the glass. They were like mile away.
Baseball stadiums are not designed for any other sport.
But anyway, if you're a Ranger fan, it was a pretty good game. And the Rangers in Winter Classics are 6-0. Never lost one of them since the inception of it. And Mika Zibanejad broke the record for nobody ever had a hat trick. He had 3 goals, 5 and 2 assists. He had 5 points, and he got the MVP of the game. It was a pretty good game, and they were in control the whole way. And that takes care of that. But Winter Classic, no. I think it was, I'm surprised they kept the ice in decent shape.
You ever see Mystery Alaska? You ever seen that movie?
No.
It's based on a true story of this pond hockey team in Alaska, a town called Mystery. And one of the players from the pond hockey team made it to the Rangers. And there was some trash talk, and there was a challenge, and they flew the Rangers to play a game on the pond, on the frozen
really?
Outdoors, yeah. Russell Crowe is the...
You know what? I think I did see that.
Russell Crowe and Hank Azaria.
I did see it. I did see that.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I saw it. You reminded me of what it was in. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
But
then disregard everything I just said.
So that wraps up the Winter Classic. So the Knicks have on a 4-game losing streak. They've been looking horrible lately.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. They played some good
it's
teams.
Cold reality.
It's played some good teams, but they have a 4-game losing streak. And we're still in free agency. And the Yankees have been giving Cody Bellinger, who I want to see come back, gave him a second offer. I don't know who they're competing against, but I think they're going to retain him. If you put a gun to my head today, I'd probably say they're going to get him back. It's just posturing because they're trying not to give him. I think they're going to compromise and give him another year. I think that would do it, like a 6-year, because you got to base it on what the other 2 top free agents got. Kyle Schwarber and Alonso got 5 years, $150 million, $155 million, respectfully. And this guy does a lot more than them. Kyle Schwarber's a DH, and this guy can play 3 outfield positions and a first base. He's perfect for Yankee Stadium. He's a left-handed bat. I think they really want him, but they're trying not to outbid themselves. I don't know if the Mets are going to try to swoop in. I don't know, but I don't think he wants to repeat the Soto thing. Soto couldn't even come out of the dugout. He was getting booed so bad when the Mets played in the Yankee Stadium. I think Bellinger's smart enough, and Judge has been talking to him too. So I think he'll come back, but you don't know. Other than that, they really didn't do much so far. I think that they're waiting for that big ticket item to go one way or the other. So it's still like 5 or 6 weeks from spring training. So I don't know what you think about, what your thoughts are on that. As far as, do you think they're going to bring him back, or
ditto?
You think it'll?
I think they're going to keep Bellinger.
I don't think they want to
make a deal, and I think it's in Bellinger's best interest. He wants to be a Yankee.
I think so too. And you don't want to keep losing. They lost. They keep losing players to the Mets. The guys that they lost Devin Williams this year, and they lost Luke Weaver. That's not like the Soto thing. The Soto thing was a big thing, but I don't think they wanted to pay him the money. But I think they don't want it. They don't want the Mets to take Bellinger, and I don't think Bellinger wants the Mets. I think if it's either going to be the Yankees or he's going to go somewhere else. That way, he doesn't have to deal with that. He obviously wants to get the money, but I'm sure if the Yankees just give him that 6th year, I think he'll come back.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Well, I hope so. Well, I mean, you can't keep losing people. I mean, they made a big mistake with the Trent Grissom. They played poker with him, and he took the money. So he took the 1-year deal. So I think they were expecting him to bolt.
Sometimes they put too much value on being a Yankee.
No.
And it doesn't always work.
Well, Soto didn't care about being a Yankee.
No.
He wanted the $800 million, and he wanted a plane for his family to fly around, and clothing allowance.
Hard to argue with.
Yeah, exactly.
But because he was a Yankee, so you can at least say you were.
Yeah.
He
didn't care about Monument Park or nothing like that.
Old Timers Day,
He don't care. But That's another sports, Dan, unless you got something else besides tennis or
Well,
golf.
tennis just started, so I'll have more in
You'll
the
do a
future.
report next week?
Yeah, I'll have more in the future. Well, I don't know about next week, but I'll have more.
Can't wait. We'll be right back.